everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am continuing to craft for fall. In a previous video, you saw me do a Target haul unboxing, and I started to craft for fall in that video, and I am now very ready to start decorating my house for fall. So I thought I would continue doing a few crafts so that I could add a couple new pieces to our home this year. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm going to do about 5 or 6 crafts today. Let's see how many I can get done. But I think it'll be fun to get everything all ready for fall, and I can't wait to show you what I'm working on. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have paint everywhere because I have been painting a lot to prepare for my little fall crafts. So I'm going to do my best to link everything in the description box below the video, including this cute little pumpkin that I purchased from Target. So it came in complete bare wood, and what I did was I actually added a piece of painter's tape, and then I painted the bottom half with my favorite chalk paint, which if you have been around my channel for a while, you know exactly what chalk paint that is, but if not, I will link that down in that description box as well. And I just painted the bottom half and I left the sides bare because I really like that dimensional look, but you can do anything you'd like. So again, applied some little painter's tape, painted the bottom half to give it a dipped pumpkin look, and I really like how this turned out. So I'm going to do more of a two-toned design. I have 2 pieces of iron-on here. I have a solid iron-on, and then I also have some really pretty gold glitter iron-on that I think is going to be so fun and pretty. So I'm going to apply this to my little wood sign here using my Easy Press Mini. I went ahead and preheated that to medium, which is just the 2 wavy marks. And I went ahead and also grabbed a little piece of parchment paper, and this is just going to help protect my wood as I am ironing onto it. So let's go ahead and get everything ironed on. This is going to be a little two-toned project that I thought would be really, really fun, and it's just going to say, "Hey there, pumpkin." So I'm going to do the pumpkin down in this little white section with that glitter, and then I am going to do the "Hey there" right up here on that pretty unfinished wood, which I really, really like. Now, the reason I'm doing iron-on is because I cannot stand working with glitter vinyl. If I'm going to work with glitter, I do glitter iron-on just because it's so much easier to cut and weed, and it's super easy to apply to wood, so that's why I went that route, but you can definitely do this with regular adhesive vinyl as well. So I'm just going to get both pieces where I would like them. So I think I want my little "hey there" just about there. Okay, and then my pumpkin here. Okay, so that looks good. I'm gonna start with my solid iron-on, verify that's where I'd like it, tip it up to see, make sure that everything is straight, and then I'm going to just place my parchment paper right on top of that, and then I will apply my heat. Okay, so again, I have my little mini Easy Press preheated to medium, and then it says to do it for 40 seconds. When you're using this, you also do constant movement. So I'm just going to do 40 seconds. I like to do each word or each section individually. That way I make sure I get it all. So I'm just going to do the "there" word first for 40 seconds and just continuously move my iron. And when I've reached 40 seconds, I'll just go over to that next little word and I will do the same. Okay, so that's been about 40 seconds. I should also mention that I painted this probably at least 2 days ago, so it is good and dry. And this does say to do a cool peel, so I'm going to go ahead and do my pumpkin word and iron that down while my first little section is cooling. And I like how that looks just like that. Isn't this going to be beautiful? I was thinking of doing just a solid gold, but I really, really, really wanted to do something glittery because I really like a glitter during autumn. I think it's so pretty. Okay, again, covering it with that parchment paper, and I'll do the same method. I'll probably do the second half of the word first for that 40 seconds and then move on to that first half of the word. It just helps me make sure I am applying the same amount of heat directly to each area and I'm not missing anything. Okay, and again, I'm just going to let this cool. It's a cool peel, and then we will peel off the carrier sheet. Now, as a reminder, when you are working with iron-on, make sure you do mirror your image or your text before you actually cut it, because you're going to do shiny side down on your cutting machine. I have so many tutorials on how to cut iron-on your Cricut, so be sure to check out those videos if you are new to that. And I'm just gonna wait for this to cool, and then we will peel it up. Okay, so it's still just a little bit warm, but I can tell that it's laid down, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel off my little carrier sheet. I'm just grabbing a weeding tool to make sure that I grab it nicely without scratching my paint. But I'm just gonna peel off that carrier sheet. There's the first one. And then there's the second one. Again, monitoring any areas. If you notice anything is trying to come up, then you just will lay these sheets back over. I would do the parchment paper as well and then just repress it if need be. But how cute did that turn out? The glitter is just beautiful. I love it. I'm really trying to get more adventurous with glitter, and gold glitter is very easy for me to fall in love with because it's just beautiful during the fall. So I love how that turned out. And that is the first craft. I think I'll probably put this by my kitchen sink and have it be a little piece of kitchen decor. You could also add a really pretty gingham ribbon up here if you like. I am definitely more of a minimalist, and I like that it is nice and clean and polished, so I'm gonna do without, but go ahead if you would like to take it one step further and you can add some embellishment up here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next craft. For my next craft, I wanted to add a pretty little vinyl saying to the front of this candle. I picked this up at Target as well, and it smells like heaven. It's so pretty. I really, really love having a nice fall candle during the fall time, and this did not disappoint. So I'm just going to cut out a little design on adhesive vinyl, which I already did, and I'm gonna weed this out. I also forgot to mention in the last craft that I will do my best to link all of the fonts that I am using, because I just used the text little portion in Cricut Design Space to write out what I wanted for this craft and the previous craft. So now I'm just gonna weed out my vinyl here, and we will get it placed on this pretty little candle. Okay, so I decided just to say, let's just cuddle. I thought that would be so cute for a nice little candle, and I'm just going to weed out the middles really quickly, and then I'm going to get some transfer tape. So I'm just going to grab a little piece of transfer tape to place over my vinyl, and we'll get this on our pretty little candle. Okay. Okay, so using my scraper, I'm just going to press down the front and the back. This would also make for a really, really nice gift as well. So I'm just going to lay my candle on the side. It won't matter which side you choose because all sides are the same for this. And then I am peeling away my cutting sheet just like that and placing my design right on my candle here. Okay, that looks good to me. There we go. Hopefully I got that straight. I think I did. Okay, and then I'm just going to reinforce that with a scraper. That way it doesn't have any bubbles in there. And there we go. So now I'll just peel off my transfer tape, and that little candle just got a lot cuter. Okay, there we go. How cute is that? I love it. So again, probably something I'll put in my kitchen, but I think that is so, so cute and it smells so good. I wish that this was a scratch and sniff video because you guys would just fall in love with this. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next craft. Okay, for my next craft, I have had this beautiful mustard and cream striped shirt for over a year now, waiting for the perfect idea for it, and I am definitely inspired this fall to use it. So I am going to use some very pretty glitter gold iron-on, and I am going to place a fun little saying on the front of this shirt, and I think it's going to be so pretty for fall. So I have my heat press all preheated. I am going to press this at 330 degrees for 30 seconds. And let's go ahead and get my design all weeded. Again, as a reminder, make sure when you are cutting iron-on that you mirror your image and that you also place your material shiny side down on the mat when cutting. Okay, so I'm going to slowly get this all weeded out. Glitter iron-on is the easiest to weed. That's why I love working with it. And this gold glitter is so, so pretty. Okay, so my glitter iron-on is just needing a little help to weed this time. Of course, if I wasn't filming, it would weed beautifully, but it's thinking it wants to just be a little trickster on me. So I'm just taking it nice and slow. So I am going to say sweater weather on the front of this shirt. I thought that would be so cute. And the weather in our neighborhood is finally starting to resemble fall. So it's starting to slowly change and I'm really excited. And when I say slowly, I mean we just got some 70-degree weather. So it's slowly getting there, but it's beautiful outside. So just going through and making sure that I have all of my middle pieces all weeded out. It's a very easy little design. I have fallen in love. I cannot remember off the top of my head the font that I'm using, but I've used it in the last 3 crafts that I've done so far for this video. It is gorgeous. I'll link it down below, but it's one of my favorite new fonts. And it's one of those fonts where I feel like anything that you type in it is just gorgeous. Any word that you want to write always seems so pretty. So this is what it looks like. It says sweater weather. I thought that would be so, so fun. And I'm going to place it on the front of my shirt. So let me get my shirt out, and my heat press is all heated up. So I am ready to go. And really quickly, I am just going to put a lint roller over my shirt just to make sure there's no lint. I did pre-wash my shirt. That way when I am done, I can wear this hopefully tomorrow. That would be so cute. So I pre-washed it. I'm just going to lint roll it, make sure there's nothing on the surface. That way my iron-on sticks really nicely. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and preheat the shirt and place our iron-on on it. Okay, so placing my shirt right on my press here. Okay, and because I am just extra careful, I'm going to lint roll that one more time. Okay, and then I will go ahead and preheat my shirt. Okay, just about 5 seconds is plenty. I'm just testing the pressure there. There, that's better. I was doing a different project earlier with less pressure, so there we go. Okay, so let's bring this back out and get our little iron-on design on the front. Okay, and because this has lines, it's really easy to make sure that it is nice and straight. But I'm also going to grab my measuring tape and make sure that it is centered on the shirt. Okay, so about 3 inches on that side, and lucky me, 3 inches on the other. So we are good to go. Okay, so we're good to go. Now I can just go ahead and press that for 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. And I need to double check and see if this is a hot or a cold peel. So let me check really quickly. So I'm just going to look that up on Cricut's heat guide really quickly to see what it says so that I do it correctly. Okay, so that says a cool peel. So I'll just let that cool down and then we will peel the liner up. Okay, so I am peeling up my liner. And everything laid down so well. It looks beautiful. I'm so glad I can finally use this shirt now. I literally have had this for over a year in my little stash, and let's go ahead and I'll show you close up. Oh my goodness, how cute is this? I love it. I am so gonna wear this tomorrow, and that glitter is just so pretty. Ah, I love that. How pretty is that? I am falling in love with gold glitter. It's so easy to fall in love with. I just love how that looks. So pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next project. Okay, so my little heater came on. So if you hear any background noise, it is just the heater trying to keep me warm. But for this project, I bought this really neat little arrow sign at Target, and it was $3. I actually bought 2 of them, and you'll see the next one coming up in a little Halloween craft tutorial that I'm going to be doing. Be sure you're subscribed. That is going to be so fun. It is so fun that I have split it into 2 tutorials, 2 or 3, because I just had so many ideas this year for this time of year. So I am going to do a fun little sign. I have it on my list this weekend to buy mums for our front porch. So I am going to place this in our little mums. So I used some adhesive vinyl. I used a gray and some white, and I cut out some little words. I'm gonna get them weeded and applied to this cute little sign. And I think it's going to make for some fun little porch decor. So I'm going to grab my weeding tool and then just start weeding out my letters here. Here we go. And again, I will do my best to link the fonts that I chose for this project down in that description box below. Okay, grabbing those little middles, super easy, and do the white really quickly, and we'll be all set. There we go. It was so fun to think of fun little fall words to put on this sign. And of course you can choose to say anything you'd like, so go ahead and personalize yours. Okay, a couple little pieces left, and it's time for some transfer tape. So I'm going to use some paper transfer tape for this because I did paint this with some chalk paint. So I should have mentioned that this came in just a bare wood, and it all looked just like this little natural wood. And then I painted the top and the bottom with my favorite white chalk paint just to add some fun to it and make it a little bit more visually interesting. And then I will go ahead and place my design on here. So I'm going to use a paper transfer tape just so that the paper transfer tape is just a little bit more forgiving, and it is very low in tack, so it's not as sticky, and then it won't disrupt the paint. Okay, so here is that paper transfer tape. I'll link it down below as well. It's one of my favorites to use. So I'm just gonna roll that out sticky side up, and then I like to place my letters right down on top of it there. There we go. And then I'll cut that other one apart in just one moment. Got things going everywhere around here right now. Okay, here we go. Let's just trim these little pieces apart. And it's so easy, you can just rip it. It's so nice to work with. And then I'll trim this off so I can save this for another project. Okay, here we go. Scrape down the front, back. I like to do the front and back because it makes for pulling the vinyl off of that carrier sheet so much easier. It's just something that I adopted into my workflow a long time ago, and it's been a tried and true little blessing. Okay, so now I'll just cut this very carefully so I can cut those words apart. I could have made those a little bit further apart in design space, but I'm always wanting to save vinyl, so I'll just be careful when I'm cutting. There we go. Okay, so let's see. I like to just kind of arrange before I stick to make sure that I like where everything is going to go, and it helps me decide if I need to do any little switcheroos. Okay. So obviously apple cider is going down in the middle. So I'll do that first because that is a given. Just peeling off that carrier. Making sure all my vinyl's coming off. Oop, little dot to the eye, stay there. And, oh, we almost made it. Okay, there we go. All right, so now, okay, I think that looks good. I'm going to stick, and I like to start at the middle and just kind of go with my finger, press out, and grab my little squeegee tool and add a little bit more pressure. There we go. Ooh, being careful. This is a dollar stop item, so, you know, quality probably isn't the highest, but it doesn't have to be for these fun little decors. There we go. Cute. Oh my goodness, I love that. That is so, so cute. Okay, now let's decide. Fresh pie on top and pumpkin on bottom. Not that it really matters, but that looks good to me. Let's not overcomplicate it. And grab that carrier sheet off. Now, I like to keep my weeding tool handy just in case it likes to be a stinker coming off of the cutting sheet. Whoop, that one kind of wanted to, might have to fix that eye. He's kind of going crooked. There we go. It's coming off pretty good. There. Okay, and just kind of making that eye go a little bit straighter there. That looks good. Okay. Oh, completely took that off. It's late night crafting for me. Whoa. Okay. So a little tired but inspired. Tired but inspired. Okay. Now I'm getting witty. Tired, delirious, and inspired. Get that on there, hopefully straight, hopefully centered. You could do this right justified or left justified. I am just a little too particular. I think I want it to be centered. Okay, scrape that down. And there we go. That paper transfer tape really does a nice job on painted wood. I love that. Okay, and the last little piece. Okay, last little piece going down. And that looks pretty darn good. Okay. Oh, this makes me so excited for fall. I love, love, love fall. I don't know if I want to say it's my favorite season, but I kind of like all the seasons. I feel like whenever the seasons start to change and a new one enters in, it always seems like I'm really ready for it to be here. So it's just that really beautiful natural change that I really like. Okay, look how cute that looks. So pretty, and it's going to just stick in my little mums. I think that'll be just really fun decor for our porch. So I love that, and so easy. So $3, a little bit of paint, which was so easy. I think I want to say I did 2 coats of that chalk paint. Chalk paint covers everything so well. And then I used scrap pieces of vinyl. You guys know I love to share and save all my scraps. So I used that, and this was pretty inexpensive. Okay, so let's have some fun with the Cricut Mug Press. I went ahead and turned it on. I have a sublimation mug here. Now, I say it in my videos all the time, you have to use a sublimation mug when you are doing infusible ink or if you are doing a print with your sublimation printer. And though I say it many, many times, I always get asked in the comment section if you can use a Dollar Tree mug. And the answer is no, you have to use a sublimation mug. So this is a Sublimation Mug, and I am going to put a fun little fall print on the front of it. So I printed this out. Look how pretty this is. I printed this out on my Sawgrass SG500. I have tutorials on how to print and use their software, so be sure to check out those. I have a whole sublimation playlist, but I printed this out on my Sawgrass printer, and I printed it out on sublimation paper. I'll link everything down below. I have my sublimation mug. My press is preheating here, and then I have 2 pieces of butcher paper. So I just need to trim down my design, and I thought it would be fun to have a really fun little cute pumpkin mug to sip coffee out of this fall. So let's go ahead, trim down the design, get it wrapped around the mug, and we'll get this all pressed and revealed. I think it's going to be super cute. So in order to get it really, really straight, I like to use my paper trimmer, and I like to do it because it just helps when you have a very, very straight piece of paper. It helps when lining it up on the mug. So I like to take every precaution that I can. I got that a little bit too long there. There we go. And we'll just trim that down. Okay, that looks really, really good. So we are ready to go. So first and foremost, we need to prep our mug. So we need to prep that by either using a lint roller or lint-free cloth to wipe down the surface of the mug before we place our print on it. So I like to do the lint-free cloth, just for some reason makes me feel like I get it a little bit cleaner. So you're just wiping down the surface and making sure there are no oils or dust, because if you have anything on the surface, especially dust or lint, you can get blue dots all over your design. So you just want to make sure it's nice and clean so that you have a successful press. So that looks pretty good. And now we will place our design onto the mug. Okay, so it's green and it just chimed, so it's all ready to go. What I like to do when placing my design on the mug and wrapping it around is I like to place my mug with my handle towards me. And real quick, I'm just gonna grab a couple pieces of tape here. That way they are all ready to go. And then I take my print, make sure it is the right direction. Now watch this print, because right now it's kind of dull in color, but it's going to really take on its true vibrant self once it is heated and placed on the mug. So the colors will become more vibrant. So now I'm just going to wrap this around the mug and make sure that my ends are even. And now that I'm doing that, I feel like the template that I used is falling a little bit short, and I'm not really liking that there's going to be that much white space around my handle. So I'm going to really quickly go and reprint that, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have my new print. So much better. So the final dimensions that I used were 4 inches by 9.5. And now when I wrap it around my mug, you can see it's so much better, so much closer to the handle. So I'm glad I took the extra time to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it there. And the reason I like to have my mug flat on the table is because then I can just make sure that my actual print stays flat on the table as well. And then it gets everything nice and lined up. So I'm just going to make sure that my paper is the same distance away from the handle on either side. That just helps me personally. Shift it just a little bit. Okay, and then what I do is I just grab one side, make it super tight, and let the other side fall. And then I just grab a piece of heat-resistant tape, and I place it right underneath that handle, just like that. Now, little mistake there. I want to make sure that that tape does not go under where that print's gonna fall. So I'm just going to tape that more at an angle. There we go. And then place my cup right back down and then just wrap tightly. Okay, and tape the other side. Okay, so now our design is taped ink side onto the ceramic sublimation mug. And now I'm going to place 2 layers of butcher paper around that. And that is going to help if the ink bleeds it, and in any way, if it bleeds at all, then it will bleed onto the paper and not onto the inside of my press. Okay, so don't yell. I know I took an extra minute, but I want to get it right. Okay, so I'm just going to trim down my paper and we'll be all set. Okay, again, 2 layers of butcher paper, and I'll link the brand that I like to use down below. Okay, here we go. Wrap tight. And then again with the tape, I just like to go right under the handle there. Now you want to make sure that your butcher paper is flush with the bottom down here, but on the top, obviously it doesn't matter because it's just open at the top. So don't worry about the top. I just let it be as messy as it wants to be because it doesn't matter. You can put as much or as little tape as you want. You can go around the base if you'd like. I personally don't find that necessary, but if you feel better about doing that, then go ahead. And then I just like to place it at an angle right down the inside. And then I watch the edges to make sure that it's going to cover my design. And press down. There we go. So now the lights are going to start flashing. So we have that first light. It's going to go all the way to the 5, and then it will chime and it will be all done. So in the meantime, I will grab a heat mat. That way I have some place to set my hot mug while it cools. Okay, so it's all done. So I'm just gonna pull up this little lever and then I will grab it by the handle. Now everything else is going to be super, super hot. So the handle is cool. And I will just bring that up and set it on my little pad here to help it cool down. Now, of course, you're going to want to wait until it is cool because it's very, very hot, but I am so impatient and want to see it. So I'm just going to take some tweezers and I'm going to peel off this heat tape and be very careful. Now, of course, you just wait so that you don't burn yourself because it's super, super hot, but let's take a look at this beauty. Okay, so I'm just peeling off that tape and here we go. Oh my goodness. Let me get it all off here. Come here. There we go. How pretty. Look, I'm trying to be super careful because it's hot, but the handle is good. How pretty is this? Oh, that is so pretty. I love how that turned out. Now on the ends you can see where the actual heat plate stopped because it's kind of like a little faded right there. So actually looking back on that, it might have been better just to use the shorter template because then you wouldn't have that, but it's still pretty. It's still okay. I think it's so pretty. I love this design. It looks so modern. It looks very modern fall. I love it. And the colors are so fun and so me. So cute. Okay, so I'll link this design in case you want to do this as well. Being super careful here, but look how pretty. I love it. Okay, so the last craft that I really want to do is I want to make a really pretty front door sign for the entrance to our home. So I have found both of these pieces at Hobby Lobby and I showed you them in my Hobby Lobby haul. This is, let's see, what do they call this? It's in the wood section, $9.99. It's called a wood bead wreath, and I had so many ideas for this, but when I purchased it, I purchased these 2 pieces together, and look how pretty darn perfect that fits there. So I thought it would be really, really pretty to actually finish off this piece with the beaded round around it. So I'm going to do that, and I think I might go back and buy another one of these because I have another idea for how I want to use something like this. So stay tuned for that. But let me go ahead and snip off my little price tags. This also was at Hobby Lobby as well. This is called Wood Circle Sign with white background. Very original. And now I'm going to make sure that I place that. Now I'm going to actually add a little bit of ribbon, but I can't do it with you because I texted my husband and asked him where our staple gun is because it's his, and he was trying to describe it and I have no idea where it is. So I will do that behind the scenes and you'll see it in the cute little thumbnail. It's just going to be a really pretty plaid ribbon up at the top. So I am going to, if you decide to do it too, I'm going to staple it into the actual frame here. So you'll just want to be careful because this white background is super thin, so you don't want to puncture right through. Okay, so the design is this. I love this. I got this off Design Bundles. I'll link it down below. I thought it was so pretty, and I cut it out of a navy vinyl, which I thought was gorgeous for fall. You can, of course, change the color to match whatever you would like, but I thought this would be so pretty, and I'm going to put it right on here. So let's set all of this to the side. I have some transfer tape that I'm going to place on my little design here. Okay, now when placing transfer tape over a big design like this, I like to fold down about an inch here so that I have about an inch of transfer tape exposed, give or take a little bit. And then I like to just cover that top portion with that roughly 1 inch of transfer tape. Okay, and then let me switch it to the side here because I do it best when it's going sideways. Okay, then you have this little lip here. So now you can just pull, and then it will allow that transfer tape just to fall over the design. Just like that. Just let it gently fall. Okay, and then kind of just go over with your hand. Okay, and then go back over with your scraper. And I find that so much easier than having an entire piece of sticky transfer tape and trying to be precise with 12 inches of transfer tape instead of just 1 little inch and then let it do the rest. Okay, so now that that is nice and burnished, I'm going to take my mat and I'm going to bend my mat and then just grab some of my little design here and bend my mat away from the design. There we go. I weeded on the mat, which you know I never ever do, but I did this time and it was helpful for this one. Okay. So I'm going to go back through and really burnish down. And I'll also do the back side. Now you'll notice, and I will probably get asked, I am using a removable vinyl. It doesn't matter for wood signs like this if you use a permanent or a removable if you so mine is going to be on a covered porch. There's going to be no water or anything touching it. So because it's not getting wet or anything, I honestly use removable vinyl quite a bit on my designs and it's just fine. So removable is a-okay. If you prefer to use permanent, if you're worried that your sign is going to get wet or needs to weather the elements a little bit more, then by all means go ahead and use some permanent. Okay, so now I'm going to, with my design face down, oh no, I'm not going to. I'm going to actually first, I'm going to cut around my design here while my transfer tape is still on my design and on the little cutting sheet, because this is just going to help when I go to place it inside my circle here. And I didn't want to cut this when it was just transfer tape because it would be so sticky and I'd risk definitely messing it up. Okay, so make sure, okay, we're good to go. Now I did cut this a little bit smaller than my circle here because I have this going on as well, and I just wanted I wanted to see a little bit of white around here. I didn't want that to be too close, but go ahead and size that up if you would like. Okay, so I'm just about ready. First and foremost, I want to make sure that that hanging piece is at the top again. That way, even though I'm adding ribbon, I want to still make sure. The detail-oriented person in me wants to make sure that's at the top regardless. Okay, so now let's peel off the back. Okay, and this is where you'll just want to take your time, make sure that your design comes off. Okay, there we go. That was pretty darn easy. Okay, so now let's make sure everything is cleaned up here so I don't get too overwhelmed. And you could do the parchment paper method, you could do the hinge method for applying your design, but I am going to just eyeball it and hope for the best. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to just gently lay that down. I like it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through gently with my fingers here, and then I will go through and just go towards the edges. I love that navy color. That's so pretty. So, so pretty. Okay, then I will do my scraper. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now without scratching the white paint or this white finish, I'm just going to very gently grab a little piece. That one doesn't want to come up. Or find an area where it does want to. There we go. Grab a little piece of that transfer tape and very slowly peel away, and then it will just leave that vinyl right on the sign. Now if you see a little piece come up, just press it back down with your finger, and then that's why you want to go slow, just in case any little piece wants to peel up with that transfer tape. Okay, there's the final little bit. I'm being risky and going a little quicker at the end here, but it's all worked out. Pretty. Oh, that looks so, so nice. Look at that. I love it. Oh, that's gonna be so pretty. Even without the beaded finish, this would be gorgeous. They also sell the beads not, you know, in a round like this, not connected, and you could just individually glue them around. That would be pretty as well. I actually have a tutorial coming up where I'm going to do something like that, but because I had this so quick and easy, I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, so let me grab some hot glue. Now, if you have another way that you want to attach it, then by all means go for it, but I am going to do hot glue. I think it's gonna be perfect, and we'll get this all finished up. Okay, while I'm waiting for my hot glue to heat up, I have this pretty ribbon from Joann's, I believe. I got it so long ago, but I finally have a purpose for it, and I am just going to use this to create a really pretty little hanger here. Now you could add a bow if you'd like to. That is a little too busy for me, but go for it if you want to take that extra step. But I will just use this. Again, I'm going to staple into this thick frame because that's a good inch, I would say. So that should be just fine. I'll let you know. But that will look perfect, and then I can hang it on our door. Now, when I hang stuff like this, I also like to add little stoppers on the back, just so that when your door opens and shuts, it's not clanking and banging, and it's just a little bit more of a soft sound if it does shift when you open and shut the door. So just a little fun tip. You probably already do that, but if not, then I will pass that along. Okay, just starting my hot glue. I'm going to do it along this inner part here, because that beaded wreath is not the exact size, but it's so close. So I'm just going to go on that inner part and take my time going all the way around. Oh, that feels really, really good though. That makes me feel confident is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so, and I'm just gonna turn it towards me so I can see underneath there. This is where this precision tip hot glue gun is a game changer, because I can just stick that little tip in there in that small little space and go for it. Okay, just turning. Now it's pulling a little tight there, so I need to make sure I don't lose my beads on this side. I have to say, friends, not a single bubble in that vinyl. It just looks beautiful. I love it. Okay, so that beaded wreath laid down so nice. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. This might be one of my favorite things I have ever made. This is gonna be so pretty. And then with this pretty little ribbon at the top, it's gonna be so nice. Okay, I love this. What do you think? So pretty, right? So, so gorgeous. Love, love, love. Okay. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. This turned out so good. I cannot pick a favorite. I love it. The wreath is going up tomorrow on my door. The mums are going to be up soon after, and I just cannot wait to see how my porch turns out. It's gonna be so pretty. So love the sign. I'm going to put the sign up while wearing my sweater, while drinking something warm in this beautiful cup, and in my kitchen I'm going to have this making everything smell so beautiful. Then I'm going to put this in my mom's. So cute. This is so, so cute. And then this will be in my kitchen. So it is going to be quite a fun little day decorating tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this just as much as I enjoyed putting this together for you all. Be sure to let me know which was your favorite, and let me know if you're going to recreate any of these yourself. And as always, I hope I inspired you in some way. I hope you have a lovely fall, and if you are new, please be sure to subscribe, because more fun things are coming, and I cannot wait to share some inspiration for later this fall and the holidays coming up. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this.